All right, here we are with the 2020 Lexus NX 300F Sport. Sorry, I'm a little sick today, so my voice sounds bad, but this Lexus has a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder in it. It's a pretty powerful engine, but it drives like a turbo from yesteryear. So it takes a while for that turbo to spool up, but once it's spooled up, you can easily pass anybody on the freeway or whatever you need to do. It's got plenty of power. It's just, it really hurts the 0 to 60 time because your 0 to 15 is really slow, and then beyond that it's a pretty quick little car. This is, like I said, the F Sport, so you get a few additional features. These 18-inch rims, which is a good size for this car. Any bigger and you really lose out on ride quality with the really thin sidewall. It's also got the F Sport suspension package, adaptive suspension, so it has dampers on it, adjustable dampers. See if I can get a shot in there. It's pretty tight in there, but anyway, the dampers are adjustable, and that actually makes it for a pretty sporty ride when you put it in the Sport Plus mode. It's pretty damp, even in the normal drive and eco modes, whatever. It's a little bit stiff for a Lexus, but makes it feel a lot more sporty. This one does have surround view cameras. You can see the one here. It also comes with the Lexus or Toyota Safety Sense Plus 2.0. So this one has, I mean, all the features: adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, the automatic emergency braking, plenty of stuff as far as safety goes. And the it's been bad weather here, so had a good chance to test the lane keep assist, and it was pretty aggressive in the rain. It seemed to really keep you, or even maybe push you too far to one side of your lane. I don't know, it only seemed to do that in the rain, and I ended up turning it off, well, and in the snow, in the rain and snow, to overcome that. Let's take a look in the back here. This one does have the thing where you can wave your foot underneath it, and like most vehicles that have that, the system just doesn't work that well. You have to wave your foot under there a whole bunch of times to get it to work. It has the cargo net, which is nice. You can loop it on here, throw in groceries or whatever in there. I didn't really use it that much. Even going to get groceries, it was a little small for the groceries I had. But all right, so underneath this back storage area, you have all this space. There is a spare tire. Let me move the first aid kit as it's stopping it from being lifted. It's really tight, but there's a spare tire back in there, your jack, and all the tools for that, and then little extra storage cubbies. It is pretty tight, pretty difficult to get that open. And then it also has this cover, which automatically, it's connected there. You can take it off if you don't want it, if you need the extra space or whatever, but automatically when you close the rear hatch, this will lower down and rest on there, and then block it off so that people can't see what's in there. This remote start on the Lexus is kind of interesting. So there's no remote start button on the key fob. So what you do, hit the lock button, make sure it's locked. Then you hit the lock 3 times, and on the 3rd time you press it, you hold it down till it starts. The lights flash, letting you know it's ready, and then it will start. So it's a bit of a pain. I'd rather just have like a remote start button that you hit a couple times, and maybe the car will honk or flash lights at you to let you know it's going to start. But this one, you have to, I mean, by the time you go through all that, you're almost to the car anyway. So let's jump inside real quick. Well, let's take a look at the engine first, then jump inside. The remote start does shut off automatically when you open the door. So once you jump in, you still have to restart it. So there's the engine. This 2-liter turbo. It's a 4-cylinder, front-wheel drive bias. This one's actually an all-wheel drive vehicle. I'll lay the camera on the ground and drive over it real slow so you can see that. But I will look at the horsepower and torque. Well, I'll just throw those up on the screen right now. But it moves pretty well. It has a good torque range on it. But again, it's in a little bit higher RPM. And I guess we can take a look. No, I can't see the adaptive suspension up here. But overall, it's a smaller, more compact engine. It fits in here really actually quite nicely. There's more room on both sides there than you get in a lot of other modern vehicles. Yeah, it's overall just been great. So headlights are actually really bright. It doesn't pass the fog light test. I'll put up another video of that I did earlier. But you have to have the headlights on in order for the fog lights to be on. And honestly, I'm not even sure if they're fog lights. They might be called cornering lights or something else, because they're really low and not super bright. Right now the fog lights are off. Put them on, you see the light come on there, and up here they're off. And they use them for cornering lamps as well. You can see they light up the sides a little bit better. Right now it's pretty foggy out. You can see when I put the brights on, you get a lot more kickback from the fog. Anyway, these are just the parking lights. So when I turn the fog light on and off, you can see it's just off. It doesn't turn on. Anyway, you get some reflection from the normal headlights. It's not terrible. So I wonder if a lot of companies now, Nissan, I know, none of theirs that I've tested anyway, have the ability to turn on the fog lights without the headlights being on. Just like this Lexus, I can't turn on the fog lights. But I wonder if the headlights are just set up so they're low enough and able to manage that, so that even if there is fog, the headlights are so low and they kind of point downwards that they don't reflect in your eyes, or I don't know. But this is the only vehicle I had to test with right now. If I had something else, we could come up and do a comparison with it. We don't get fog here very often. So inside, I really like the layout of this. You get a lot of actual physical buttons for everything. I really like these dials to adjust all the climate control, and then the buttons here. Everything just has a tactile feel. Actual knobs. Everything's easy to reach for the driver. There are, in the F Sport, you get the paddle shifters. I'm thinking that's standard on all of them. But I know, of course, in this F Sport it has it. Also, you have the heated steering wheel, the auto high beam, low beam. Let's see if that's focusing there. And this is to turn on your cameras, and we'll flip that on in just a second. Locking center differential for the all-wheel drive system. So if you're in snow or whatever, you can lock the center differential. If you're, I think, in first or second gear or in reverse, but you can't be, going at highway speeds and lock the center differential. So the all-wheel drive system monitors your inputs and the various sensors on the vehicle, and uses that information to determine how much torque to send to the rear wheels, and can do up to a 50-50 split front-rear. Let's go ahead and hit the camera button and show you the camera views. So that's when you initially hit it. And then this is not a touch screen, which is kind of annoying. So you have to actually use kind of this touchpad down here. And as you move, you can change the camera views. You can go in and change the settings of whatever color you want your car to be. It doesn't really matter that much. But if you hit the camera view button, let's throw it into drive, and then you hit the camera button. Sorry, the cameras are dirty right now. These are actually really clear, high quality cameras, but you can change it, change what you're looking at. Sorry, get back to here. And you can change also the type of lines that show up. So right there, let's see if it'll on the right hand screen, it's changing those lines. And then the same thing if you go to reverse, you can change the lines, and you can change the view for either a wider view or zoomed in view. You can check the front, check the rear. So overall, there are a lot of camera options on this, which makes it really nice and easy to handle, easy to see what you're trying to see. It is pretty compact in here. These seats, it's probably hard to see, but the side bolsters really hug you. If you're much bigger than I am, then those would be really tight. For me, I like it, but like I said, if you're bigger than me, it's a little tight. This is weird. There's a mirror right here. Not sure why that is. And then this little cubby, and it actually goes underneath there pretty far, so I could see losing some stuff there. And this up here, this little pocket isn't quite deep enough for a cell phone. I can throw mine in there real quick and show you. So if your cell phone's sticky, it does have like a rubber mat in there too that helps it stick, so it might stay, but it seems just a little bit too small. You have the different drive modes here, so if you go to the left, you get the eco mode. If you push it down, it goes to normal. If you push it down again, it goes to custom, and then twist it to the right, you get sport, and twist it to the right again, and you get Sport S. And I actually heard the dampers adjust. That's the first time I've heard it doing that. And then when you're in the sport mode and the Sport Plus mode, right here, this is active sound control, I believe is what it's called. But basically there's a speaker dedicated to engine noise, and it just plays a deeper sound because this is a 2-liter 4-cylinder. If you want to, hear a deeper engine sound, you can adjust it right here. So we'll do that in a minute. Overall, great vehicle. Really enjoyed it. The leather is just excellent. Actually, let me get that Monroney out. Really soft touch leather. The headliner is not like a soft suede or anything like some of the other Lexuses are. And it is a little tight back there. You can't fit 3 car seats side by side. I had 2 in there next to each other, and I had to push the center one way over to the side to get it to work. No heated seats in the rear either, just has those vents. And then no power outlets in the rear either. Couple cup holders there. And if you're tall, I'm not that tall, I'm 5'10". If you have someone taller than me, it makes it so there's not much room in the second row seat either. There are 3 memory settings for the seats. Everything's easy to control. It has the HomeLink system, obviously. The lights are touch, which is kind of nice. It makes them easy to, you don't have to go finding a switch in the dark. Okay, let's take a look at the Monroney. This one is $51,000, but for your regular F Sport, it is $40,000 with the. So this is the 2-liter turbo, 235 horsepower. I'll put the torque up like I said on that earlier, but 6-speed auto, which is kind of weird. Most new vehicles have more gears than that. And then your fuel economy is 24 combined, 27 highway, 22 city. I've been getting closer to that 22 city, and I think, during my week of testing, we do more acceleration and trying to figure everything out. We sit in the car and let it idle, so I think we would be, a little higher, probably closer to the 24 range in the combined driving. So the options this thing has, so the base is $40,000 for the F Sport all-wheel drive, and our price is $51,045. And to get there, that's $10,000 difference, $11,000 difference. You have the adaptive variable suspension for $770, the moonroof or the sunroof. It was part of that. Oh, panoramic backup monitor, so the surround view cameras is $800. Windshield de-icer at $100. The auto dimming mirrors. So on this thing, the exterior mirrors are auto dimming as well, and I really like that feature. especially in a car vehicle this low. This one's kind of a lower crossover, it's not real tall, and so you get big trucks behind you or whatever, and this will dim those headlights really well. Has the navigation with a 10.3-inch screen, that was an additional $1,800. The LED headlights are $1,500. It has the intuitive parking assist, and then the auto braking, so it'll pull into a parking stall and brake for you, and that's $500. What else? Oh, $335. It's hard to read this. Power rear door with the kick sensor, and another, I can't tell if that's $500 or $300. And then the premium F Sport package, which is the heated and ventilated seats. These heated seats are really warm. I usually start it off at 3 just to get it warm, and then after a couple minutes I have to drop it down to 1, otherwise it's too hot for me. And then it also has rear cross traffic alert, the blind spot monitoring, and the power moonroof was included in this section. The cargo mat, $300, and then the mud guards, like the fenders on the outside, are $160. So I did want to show you this real quick. That was what I was talking about earlier, the Toyota Safety Sense. So this one, Lexus Safety System, sorry. So the Safety System Plus 2.0 is standard on the LS, ES, UX, NX, and RX. So we have the NX today. And then the regular Safety System Plus, not 2.0, just the regular, is available on all the other vehicles, or standard rather, not available. And so that comes with the pre-collision system, daylight and low light pedestrian and daytime cyclist detection, lane departure alert with steering assist, automatic high beams, dynamic radar cruise control, lane tracing assist, and the road sign assist, which that's actually worked really pretty well. It picks up stop signs and whatever else, and it'll display it here in the center. It'll put a little stop sign up in the corner. It'll put your speed limit up there as it reads a sign when you're going by. So that was kind of a cool system. Again, this is all standard on the NX and a variety of other vehicles. If you get into the, some of the other sportier vehicles, or the off-road, LX and GX SUVs, then you get this stuff as standard. So you're missing out on the road sign assist, and also missing the lane tracing assist. All right, so I wanted to show you, let's throw it in Sport Plus mode. Here we go. I want to show you the difference in the sound of the engine here. Let's do a quick 0 to 60 run. And this is just not braking, power braking, it just holding the brake and then switching over to the gas, and you can see how slow it will be until that turbo kicks in. So here we go. So once the turbo kicks in, it really starts to move. There's 60. So let's do that again. That was with the active sound control off, so now we're going to turn it all the way up and see if you can hear a difference in the engine. So you can hear that off, on. It does make a pretty big difference in sound, but it's all artificial. It's not the actual engine noise, and it seems to really only work in Sport or Sport Plus modes. And overall, I left it off basically the whole time. I don't really care for it, but I can see how some people might want it. So again, putting it in Sport Plus, it makes it a lot more harsh of a ride. If you throw it over into Eco mode, it totally changes your throttle sensitivity and all that. It changes your shift points, makes it so it's more economical, maybe a little bit smoother. On this touch screen, you can split it, so you can have the audio on one side, or fuel economy, or map, or whatever, and you can switch those, whatever you want to do there for the setup. It's pretty easy to work, but like I said, a lot of people don't like the touchpad system down here.
Thanks for watching Engine Adventures review of the 2020 Lexus NX 300F Sport. Hit subscribe and ring the bell for more reviews, how-tos, and adventures.